Have you ever noticed how some people seem to command the environment around them? Without raising their voice, without asking, without explaining. They don't react. They simply withdraw. And suddenly, everything changes. The energy shifts. People begin to feel it. They question, they chase, they adjust. Now imagine what would happen if you did the same. If you stopped reacting on impulse. If you chose silence instead of retaliation. Stillness instead of explaining. Distance instead of begging. This is where transformation begins. Because when you stop being emotionally, physically, and psychologically available to everyone, people lose their grip on you. They can't control what they can't predict. They can't manipulate what they can't provoke. And that's when they realize they never really knew you at all. Carl Jung once said, "Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to a better understanding of ourselves." So ask yourself, when you become inaccessible, who gets desperate? Who gets irritated? Who tries to trigger a reaction just to feel in control again? Their reaction reveals far more about them than about you. You've been conditioned to always be present, to respond fast, to say yes when you mean no, to keep the peace even when you're breaking inside. But here's a truth most people won't tell you. Excessive availability is not kindness, it's captivity. The world trains you to think your value lies in your constant accessibility. But the truth is, being overly available makes you predictable, and everything predictable becomes a tool. You become the emotional emergency button, the validation dispenser, the one who's always there until you're not, and then you're forgotten. This isn't connection, it's usage. Jung spoke about the persona, the mask we wear to be accepted. It's this mask that makes us say, "I'm fine," when we're suffocating. That makes us answer messages while we're depleted. That makes us defend ourselves, explain ourselves, as if we owe the world our soul. But every time you center yourself in someone else's stage, you vanish from your own. Being constantly available is a subtle form of self-abandonment, a disguised fear of rejection, a way to control how others see you. But the cost, your peace, your energy, your authenticity. Those who want you accessible at all times don't want you. They want what you provide: comfort, attention, distraction. When you change, when you say no, set a boundary, stay silent, they say you've changed. But you haven't. You've simply stopped being useful to them. And that is the cruel truth. The more available you are, the less you are valued. What is abundant becomes ignored. What is always there is never respected. So ask yourself, who truly deserves your presence? Who earns your attention? Or better yet, who deserves your absence? But before you can answer, you need to understand something deeper. Why do you react so quickly? Why do you feel this compulsion to justify, to please, to explain? The answer lies in what Jung called psychic energy, the life force of the psyche. Every thought, every emotion, every reaction consumes it. It's your internal currency. And the question is, are you investing it, or are you bleeding it out? Every time you argue unnecessarily, chase validation, or defend yourself from people who don't even deserve access to your peace, you're leaking energy. And the world will drain you if you don't protect yourself. Psychic energy, when guarded, becomes presence, power, mystery. You walk into a room and shift the air without a word. But when scattered, you become reactive, fragile, exhausted. And the world has no mercy for the emotionally exhausted. So begin with awareness. Notice your triggers. Identify where your energy escapes. Don't suppress, don't numb, just observe. Because true mastery isn't coldness, it's sovereignty. It's choosing your responses instead of surrendering them. And here's where Jung's insights cut deep. When you conserve your energy, you disrupt projections. You stop playing the role others assign to you, and that shakes people. Manipulative people don't need to scream. They just press buttons you've left exposed, and you react, again and again. They don't relate to you. They relate to the version of you they've constructed, the one who's always there, always pleasing, always rescuing. But here's the twist. The most dangerous manipulation is not loud, it's quiet. It's guilt. It's the belief that you owe someone your energy. When you stop reacting, the illusion breaks. You become unfamiliar, mysterious, unreachable, and people don't like that, because your silence forces them to face themselves. Jung said, "We do not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." Your silence is a mirror, and most aren't ready to face their reflection. So prepare for backlash, for being called cold, harsh, different. It's not because you've changed, it's because you've stopped performing. And this silence, it costs. You'll lose connections, you'll be misunderstood, you'll feel alone. But what you'll gain is yourself. Silence isn't absence, it's presence multiplied. It's your soul reclaiming space. And in that silence, something beautiful begins to happen. Clarity arrives, peace settles, strength awakens. Carl Jung said individuation, the process of becoming whole, requires you to walk alone for a while. Not to flee the world, but to finally return to yourself. So if you feel guilt, if you feel fear, let them come, let them burn, and then let them go. Because when you stop being available to everyone, you become valuable to the right ones. You'll lose people, but you'll find your truth. You'll be called selfish, but you'll learn self-respect. And in the quiet, you'll hear a voice you haven't heard in a long time, your own. So I ask you now, are you ready to be misunderstood in order to be free? Are you willing to be alone for a while to finally come home to yourself? If this message resonates, type in the comments, "I choose my peace."